Hey, welcome to the Nexus. Good evening, y'all. Glad to have you here. James, the Idol Smasher at gmail.com is the email address. Thank you for joining us. We take this time each Thursday night to talk Torah and anything else related to Torah and life. And you are welcome to join. There is going to be, in fact, I'm getting it up now pretty soon. Here we go. There's going to be a link over here in, the chat. So if you want to join, you can go there and join. In fact, we're also on Rumble. So you know what? I'm going to go over to the Rumble page and I'm going to post it there as well. That's a link.
Banner's not running.
That's we'll get it. We'll get it. Hang on. That is the link in which you can use to join the conversation, and we'd love to have you here. Why? Because you are my favorite viewer. It's true. All right, we got the banner going. There we go. All right, we got the good stuff here today. I just got to share what we've been doing over the summer. This is a sugar baby. Sugar baby is a watermelon, an African fruit. A lot of people don't know the watermelon is not an American fruit, even though it's sold in all 50 coast to coast, Alaska and Hawaii, loved by everybody who comes here, not even knowing the benefits of the watermelon. It's a sugar baby. I just had to show because we're real proud of what little we were able to get of our garden. Our watermelons were the best thing this year. Tomatoes close second, but it's delicious. Look at that little bitty thing, little bitty, itty bitty little sugar baby watermelon. Absolutely gorgeous. Seeds intact and everything,
Save the seeds and grow them next year.
I could just eat them. My granddad said that if I ate the seeds, a watermelon plant would grow out of my stomach, out my mouth. 50 years on, I'm waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
But
the rest of the audience, Hag Sukkot Sameach.
Yes, happy holidays. Fruit, sweet, good. Sweet's good with Torah. When you study Torah, Rabbi Kraft or Sancho. We would call him Rabbi Sancho for reasons I'm not going to get into, but Rabbi Kraft would, something sweet when you study Torah. So,
right.
Start a garden next year. It'll be well worth it now. And we just started getting these really nicely and sweetly right as things start cooling off. And we all know the watermelon's best for summer, but all right. There's a shofar. Welcome to the Nexus, y'all. And it is Sukkot. So it is an open biblical chat. Rosalie and I are not Jews. We were former Episcopalians. That's what we are, who clung to the Torah, kept the 7. And we don't have a sukkah. That's the Jewish folks have a sukkah. In fact, probably in your neighborhood, if you're in a populated area and there are Jews, out there, there's a kabbat house, so there's quite often public sukkahs you can visit. I might have to go visit mine this year now that I've been kind of established here back in Wichita area of Kansas.
I think one of the aircraft carriers actually built one for the people on board.
No kidding.
Yep, I saw that. I don't know if it was I don't know if it was on an aircraft carrier, but I know it was on one of the ships.
I like that.
Yep. So it was just made out of pallets. But hey.
See, in Judaism, the sukkah's put up, but you hope for the ushpazin, the holy stranger, the visitor, the stranger who comes to your sukkah.
The ancestors too.
Well, yeah, but that's true. But the idea is to have a visitor come to your sukkah in Judaism.
Yes, it is a very big mitzvah.
And since we don't have sukkahs, it's an open biblical chat. So we would like you to join. Christian, Muslim, Shinto, Wicca, atheist, agnostic. We take them all right here at the Nexus. Join us in that link right over here in the chat. Up at the top there. It'll say StreamYard in it. Hit that. Come on in. All you need is a microphone. You don't have to have a camera if you don't want to. We understand. But we'd love to hear from you. But we are in the culmination of the high holidays. Rosalie, it wasn't until recently that I realized that Sukkot was actually part of the high holidays, that
Yes.
It was a massive connection because I think people really out, and I did for so long. I mean, I might have forgotten in my teachings after a while, but we always think of Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, your Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and that's it. And actually, Sukkot is a culmination of it. And you kind of reminded me of it this year, so thank you ahead of time too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I had a thought about Sukkot and the Noahide, the Ben Noach, the Ger, and that from what I see, my first impression, this isn't anywhere in Judaism, okay, and I have not consulted a rabbi with this at all. I'm just going by what I see. The sukkah, whenever you see any sukkah you ever see, built, there's always, how it is. They got palm, or they'll have wood, or something very temporary as a roof. A sukkah,
but you have to be able to see the stars through it.
Yes, it's rudimentary. It's not. And Rabbi Tovia Singer had a great point. I still enjoy listening. I'm not a Christian anymore by any means, but I still enjoy listening to the man. And he was talking about Sukkot and how, we keep, or the Jewish people keep a roof over their heads like that, a rudimentary roof, because even if it rains, they take it. They stay in the sukkah, and it's a faith that, there is no roof. Our faith is in Hashem. I mean, what was he, in the desert? It was clouds by day, a cloud that would, basically rest over them, but it would stem from the Mishkan, the Holy of Holies, and fire by night. And that's the direction by which the Jews look to and receive is up there. The Hashem and everything he brings. It's Hashem is above us. That's what the kippah is about, was to remind us. After a while, it was to remind the Jews that's why I still wear a hat when discussing Torah with people, is that you cover your head to remind you that God is above you. And every other faith has a roof, or has a very closed system. And the reason why I see this and I'm seeing the sukkah as a metaphor for the human being. All right. I don't know what came first at this point, the Kabbalistic tree of life or the chakra system. But this is a big thing these are two things that developed in two different societies. Although it does say in Torah that Abraham sent his grandchildren eastward, which would be to the Orient, to teach them Torah. You have a tree of life, which Kabbalah, if you ever know anything about Kabbalah, you're going to see a picture of it. A very complicated, with dots, is what it looks like, in lines and whatnot. The kind of the tree of life, and then there's a chakra system, which again in the East is a different system, but not too different. 7 energy points, if you will. And I'm simplifying this because I've studied martial arts and whatnot. Energy points that you want to run. In other words, if there's a reason why you're having problem with your reproductive system, it could quite possibly be a root chakra problem, which is the root that branches through the earth. And on the tree of life, you've got certain seraphim, but there are 7 levels to the tree of life, and they all follow the same thing. The point I'm making is both see, and the reason why I bring up the tree of life in Kabbalah, which I don't ever really like to talk about much on here, and the chakra system, which is like common knowledge, you can pick up any book anywhere, and there's tons of them, is they both have the crown. There's the root and the crown, the kingdom and the crown, in both Judaism and the chakra system, and they're both open-ended. The point of the crown is that there's something above. There's something that connects mankind to the divine in a way that no other life form does on the planet. Yes, we share a soul with the animals, an neshama, an earthly soul. We also have a divine soul. That's the nephesh. That's something different. That's what connects us to the divine. And it's an open-ended thing that everything descends. Wisdom descends in both cases. Something greater, the divine, God, let's just get to it, descends wisdom into the world in many ways. Like in both is like, how do you allow that divinity, that light, that pureness to shine into the world and make this into, not just a weapon, but hands of peace as well, So I see a sukkah very much like this to remind us after the high holidays. One, the Day of Judgment, which is celebrated. Paradox of Judaism, I love it. And then there's Yom Kippur, when the Book of Judgment is sealed. And then there's Sukkot. And then just the idea of the sukkah, it has to be open to that, to everything from there on up. So I just found that an interesting parallel this time of year. Like I say, we don't have, so I'm in the studio thing. I'm in the Radio Shack. I'm not
Close
in it. I'm
enough.
not in it. Kinda.
It's God giving you, it's God taking you into his arms, basically. Or you can also liken it to a chuppah.
A
In a
who?
way too. A
What's
chuppah.
that? What's that?
A chuppah?
A hoopah.
Yeah. The wedding canopy.
Oh.
Hi. Yeah.
Hello. How you doing? Nice to see you. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like I said, this year they're really kind of pushing God's giving you a hug while you're in the sukkah.
I mean,
that's his embrace.
I don't know if I put it on Twitter yet. Oh my gosh, I haven't even posted on Twitter yet. Good gravy. Hang on a second, y'all. Going to Twitter. I'm buying an account. See, I'm turning 50 this year in a few days, so I don't do anything for my birthday. I haven't since I was 21. And this year I'm turning 50 and I'm doing something. So I've been saving my money and allocating my spending between tzedakah and just what I want for my birthday and what I can do. So Twitter's coming. So X, we will be on you live very soon. In the meantime, we're on Facebook, and we get some views on Facebook. And for all the folks out there in Rumble Land and YouTubeville, we thank you for tuning in. And come join us, please. We would love to have you here. If not, chat in the comments. You have something biblical. We can get biblical. Many readings to Sukkot. There are many days, yet there's like a parsha for each of them. I mean, if there's a movie that you could rent or watch right now, and you're not Jewish, it's Ushpizin. 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 It's a Hebrew film. And it's made by the man who wrote it, and he stars in it too, along with his wife. So I would recommend that. When you're in the sukkah, you live in there. It's to remind the Israelites of the fact that they had to live in booths in the wilderness, very temporary houses. And I remember not long ago, they were encouraging Noahides to build one. I'm not sure I like that idea so much. I don't know. Maybe I should. I still think there should be a definite line between Jew and non-Jew.
I don't know if there's halakha for that or not.
Yeah, there's when they were, I felt that was a trendy thing to do, and I haven't seen any videos lately promoting that. But about 5-6 years ago, yeah, it was pretty heavy.
And Russell Kirk built one, so he
did.
One.
Yeah, Russell
Kirk's pretty good. Big sized one.
Yeah, it is. They did a whole live stream from there back before live streaming was cool.
Yes, they did. Also, I got to break in on this because big shout out to Rod Reuven Bryant.
Yes.
I reached out to him yesterday because I've been thinking a lot about our friend Ross Bearden,
I
and
finally got to see that. Yes.
yes,
Keep going.
and
Keep going.
he says that Ross is busy with the grandchildren and putzing around the house, basically. So, but he's good. Everything's good with him, and it's like I thanked him profusely. Thank you, because we miss him, and tell him we said hi. So he must have because so let him know we were thinking about him during Sukkot. So I did my mitzvah and reached out to
You
Ross.
rock. That was awesome reading that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't
Well,
know.
I knew he did stuff with Nativ. It's like, how do you get a hold of somebody with Nativ? It's like, and there was something I saw Rod Bryant's.
Yeah, Rod's the man.
Yeah, I saw his. He had a post on my timeline. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just say, I messaged him. Hey, oh, it was his birthday, I think it was, and I reached out to him through his messengers. Hey, what's going on with Ross? We haven't heard from him in a long time. Please tell him we said hi, whatever. And we're thinking about him.
I
So
remember us talking about it, but
and if you still know how to get a hold, he said he hasn't talked to him in a while, but he said he would get a hold of him, so he did.
that's
So that was
awesome.
very sweet of him.
Yes, it was. And he's the real deal.
Oh, absolutely.
For those of you watching, Ross was a friend of the is a friend of the show, but a very wise friend. I don't know if he was talking about me because he spells it, or I don't know if he meant me or Pam and Larry C. They have a James Rogers son, and there's been a lot of how many Noahides do you find out there with the same name living in the same state?
There you go.
Okie Noahides, all right? Yeah, see. So yeah, that was great. Yeah, Ross, if you ever you're not putzing around the house or anything, you're always welcome to come in. It's always wonderful to have you around, my friend. And I wish you the best.
Yep.
And you too, Rob.
He is a detective's detective. I tell you what, he can follow a story and follow a pinpoint. And yeah, he's the one that went through the generational thing and and connected what he called connected all the dots.
That's what Pam calls him, the dot connector.
Yep.
And he could do that too. He was like the James Burke. If you know James Burke, he could just take you from one point in history to another, and bind it all together brilliantly. Ross Bearden could do that with the Tanakh.
Yes, he can.
He just a great guy. He reminds me of Mike Polikoffs. He was my mentor as a kid. From his family's Russian, and he had the same very much gentle sensibility about him. Very gentle sensibility, gentle but real.
And shout out to Gabriel, Rabbi Gav. He's a Kessner. He's doing good too. He's over in Israel, and he and his family have been safe. So Gabriel Kastanoff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing real good too. Michigan.
Doreen's still kicking. She's out there as well. Shout out to you. And Rabbi Katz doing well as well. So thank you. Everybody in Israel. Hey, I'm not just going to pick the Jews I know. Everybody in Israel, Jew and non-Jew alike. Here's to victory to you out there.
Yeah.
And
you had the anniversary of Ari Fold passing. So that's may his memory be continue to be blessed.
Amen.
As well.
Yeah, the war in Israel, man. I guess Joe Biden told Netanyahu not to do something or whatnot, and it cost about 60 Israelis, well, not their lives, but they all got injured. Idea soldiers. I just want to make it clear again. Show them who you are. If you're Jewish and you're watching this, you know what you need to do. This is it. And if you don't know that Hashem is with you now, speaking of that, okay, so apparently I just discovered Columbus is Jewish. Did you hear this?
Columbus, yeah, yes, but he was a Roman Catholic though.
No, I mean we're right, yeah, but he had Jewish ancestry. Now he's one
Yes,
of them JOOZ. He's one of them Jews. The
yes,
stuff people are saying online.
biologically, yes, yes, but
So he has an
he,
N, but he was Catholic. He was. I'm
yes,
sorry. I got to stop the show for a minute. For all the flack this man gets,
mm-hmm.
one of the reasons why we instituted Columbus Day in the United States wasn't to pride ourselves on the United States, or it was in many ways to welcome the Italians who were coming over in droves. Can you imagine an America without Italians? Can you imagine New York without
No.
Italians?
No.
They were the 21st century's biggest import to America. And I can't say that America is any worse off. I cannot
I don't
imagine
know. The
America.
Irish is up there too.
Yeah, but who cares about us Irish? I'm
Hey,
kidding.
we were slaves, dude. Quit. We were
we didn't
slave
take
labor.
crap. Yeah, we were the white dudes who stood up to the Klan. So
Okay.
or we Irish, like I'm Irish. Fiddly diddly diddly. Sorry, guys. I'm not Irish. That's all right. I'm a little more
Not
Scot.
fun. Yeah, well, hey, you're still Celtic, and that's what counts.
That's fine. That's right. I am, and proud of it. Darn
That's
it.
right.
Where was I going
Right.
with this? What was I?
I don't know. Columbus Day.
Oh yes. So it was Columbus is an Italian hero. Okay, it's 1490 frickin' 2. They're slaves. Oh, there were slaves in the world.
From Spain.
Everywhere had slaves, so you can take
Absolutely.
your pretentiousness. I'm not here to advocate for Columbus being an Adonis. Columbus had balls of steel. Okay, the man had cojones.
Yes.
Nobody had done anything like that ever. The Vikings did quietly, and nobody cared. Columbus did it when nobody else would or could. I'm sorry, he had balls of steel. That's worthy of remembrance. And he was Italian. Full-on Italian. He was Italiano. He was a paisan. The Italian people should credit him as a hero. I don't care what all the other or alleged bad stuff he did. I know he ferried Jews escaping the Inquisition to America. Isn't that interesting? Never thought he'd do that, did you? No, because he was a racist, right? He encountered a whole bunch of what? Cannibals, and took the prey and brought them to Europe. Yeah. He could have slaughtered them, but no, he didn't do that. He's responsible for everything bad that happened after him. No, he's not. He's a freaking sailor. What the fuck does he know about diplomacy and finding a whole new nation of man? A whole new people that nobody from the Orient to Africa to Europe had no effing clue about these people. The man had balls of steel, and he wasn't so bad for his time. He's no hero other than he had balls of steel.
Uh-huh.
And he's the reason why the settled Western ancient world that has records going back 3,000 plus years know of the New World. It's because of him. So yeah, I don't mind a statue. I don't mind a day named Columbus. Italians, you've done better. You've done worse. You're great. I love you. I'm glad you're here. So I just poured a bruja. So l'chaim, here's to Christopher Columbus. Cheers.
1492.
By the way, he never thought he landed in India.
No.
And India didn't exist at the time. I heard that on Tulsa King. I love Tulsa King. I love Sylvester Stallone. And he plays a mob boss in this show. A lot of tongue in cheek, but it's a lot of fun to watch. And he was talking of Gandhi. He says he was one of them Indians, not a a real Indian from India. I'm like, what the F are you talking about? Bad writing. I love the show, but that rubbed me the wrong way. Come on. It was our name first. It was the name of our people first here. So anyway, moving right along, I suppose. I could go on a rant.
There is no half Torah this week.
There is no half. Nope. All right.
Just goes through and tells you every day that they did over and over and over and over.
We could do Malachim, 1 Kings chapter 8. On the second day of Sukkot, there are 5 readings. Actually, on Chabad.org, which is in the link or description down there, is a link to this week's reading. It's Sukkot lasts for like 7 days. So, or is it 8? It's 7. It's 7 days. So there's like a whole parsha for each day, and I chose the second day. That's the link you're getting, but there's a lot more to read. And when you're sitting in a sukkah, hey, what better is there thing to do than chill out and relax under the heavens and study Torah? It's a pretty sweet gig. It's the best thing the Jews ever do to camping. I never see Jews camp, but there is Sukkot for 3,000 some odd years. So I saw a meme early on from MySpace that Jews don't camp. And then I learned a Sukkot, and I'm like, hey, Jews do kind of camp, sort of.
That's right.
So I thought we'd do 1 Kings.
Oh, they do? Okay, yeah, 1 Kings. There is, okay.
Chapter 8.
There is. Yep, it does have half Torah for that, yes.
I don't got the Columbus of steel, but I got eyeballs.
Uh-huh.
I got eyeballs, which are useful, far more useful now. All right. We're about to set up for the Haftorah. If you're watching this on YouTube, head on over to Rumble because we're going to end the stream here.